All right, hello. We're back. Yes. I think it has been a year since we were in here because I was just checking. Steam said that it was back in 2024 that we had played this last time, and obviously I do want to say that it is tragic that I had to wait a year before getting back into this. And I'm not sure how many are gonna watch this. It doesn't matter. I felt the need to want to make these very much so. I have thought about getting back into doing Canish videos even as well for quite a while, but I have filmed. I have actually filmed a lot of stuff. I just get into it and then I'm like, what's the point in this evil, cruel world? But I will start a little bit easy with these playthroughs with Sings-Like-Cor because I think that we have spent quite a lot of time giving this guy very little attention. I usually would have edited these videos where I was zoomed in on specifics here, but I found a setting where I was just playing a little bit with the settings and then discovered that you can actually increase the UI elements. So I've done that a little bit without was experimenting a bit without them being too in the way of each other, because it does feel like this is like Vvardenfell OS, you know. It's like 95, or 2002. In any case, I am also going to be making these quite unedited because previously in the past I would have cut a lot of things out, a lot of airs, a lot of blah blah blah. But I'm a little bit ill today, so I am just going to take this opportunity to run through it and not be too pushed about editing here and there. But anyways, yeah, I am back in this crazy world. It's been an insane year. I am just gonna go in here and take a look, just to get my mind back into Sings-Like-Cor's mentality. There's a lot of things that we needed to do since last time. Sorry for lingering. Let's go outside because my real mucus-infested self also want to go outside. I just went out to get a few. With? Oh, Edwina, I remember you now. It's all coming back. Nothing for now, thank you, Edwina. We are heading outside just for some fresh air. This guy, he used to greet us incessantly.
What can I do for you, friend?
Not much, Orient. Let us pass. Thank you so much. Brilliant day. And you over here, fellow Golden, Himla. How are you? Okay, not doing the voice until I feel a bit better.
I'm listening.
So, Lewis, we will be dealing with him later on in the game for sure. Yeah, I mean, let's see if I won't finish these playthroughs, or at least the main quest and the Telvanni quest, which we were doing last time before I leave this lifetime. Yeah, I have intentions of getting back into doing these playthroughs regularly. I think a lot of that involves me not being as ambitious as I was previously in trying to edit these down to some levels of not perfection, but like trying to make sure that there weren't too many M's and mistakes and etc. etc. Instead, just going through it as it is. I'm a human being. I am prone to flaws, and we all are. And I think just considering everything with genocide and with fascism, it's just okay. Yeah, there are worse people doing worse things out there in the world. And for those of you who are like, oh no, is he going to be like political as he was like a year ago? It's like, yeah, you might as well just close this playthrough. I do like to have a tangible what do you call it, entry into reality. And for those of you who are willing to also follow me on that, you feel free to air grievances about how sticky everything is and absolutely soul draining, soul destroying, and motivation, what do you call it, inhibiting, you know, everything is. I think also that's why I wanted to do this, because they're quite cute. Morrowind is a bit of not an innocent game, but It's kind of, there's a bit of nostalgia, there's a little bit of like, oh, back when things were simple, that kind of thing. Even though it's not a simple game, of course, in many ways. And I have a post-it note somewhere of all the things that we needed to do. And sorry for the long introduction, but I'm mesmerized by Aldrune here on a clear day. That is a rare, those are rare conditions in this town. It is nice though. Sings-Like-Cor is happy to be bathed in the sunlight, in the Vvardenfell sunlight. I have a post-it note, like I said, somewhere with things that we were meant to do. I wrote down some of your comments. I might go through your comments again. This episode, I'll just get back into it. We'll be wandering a bit about, trying to see if we can get to grips with what we were meant to do last time. Again, last time was a while ago, back in 2024, so forgive me if I have to just get used to it. And I remember this journal system is a bit of a bollocks, so let's just take it easy with it. Sean Gramoskop. Okay, I was also supposed to meet up with a friend. Sorry, immersion break. I was supposed to meet up with a friend here, and because I'm a bit ill, I told him, no, can we like just meet outside? And then he said, yeah. Then he went to a cafe regardless and sat in there, and then he was like, oh, I'm inside the cafe, come join me. I was like, I'm not gonna go inside the cafe and infect 20 people. And then he took a bit offense at that, so that fell apart. So that became another motivation for me to go in and be like, okay, I'll be social with my online friends instead. Whatever that means. So again, I don't know what I would... Ooh, okay, that breaks immersion, seeing the sun resize. I would love to get into it. Bear with me. There's a lot that we have to get accustomed to. I also have to look at my skills just to see where we are at. Because Morrowind is one of those games where you have to keep an eye on that for sure. We found out last time, or you taught me. Actually, you taught me very well. And I just have to remember those important lessons. And fatigue is super important. And one of the things I have to remember is that every time we are walking, or I think in this case we're running, now we're walking, fatigue drains considerably, but also heals quite quickly. It's just a matter of making sure that before we enter combat that we are fully healed. I think that's most of the formalities that I have. Wow. I feel that actually heals me a little bit in real life. Sings-Like-Cor is happy to be outside. It feels a bit like he's been in a coma, been lost in dreamscapes for a very long time, and now he's back. So even he is a bit befuddled and keen on finding out what needs to be done going forward, because he is both a high-ranking Telvanni member, but he is also destined for greatness according to the prophecies of Vvardenfell, of Morrowind in general. And things are about to be set in motion. That's insert Lord of the Rings quote, of course. I can't remember what Gandalf says. I'm sure one of you can, but you get what I mean. Hasfat Antapolis. He's a drill master of the Balmora Fighters Guild. He's lived in Morrowind all his life, knows the natives, and talks a lot with backcountry mercenaries. He thinks of himself as a scholar and is particularly interested in Dwemer ruins and artifacts. I feel like, was this someone that we got in contact? He's given notes on the 6th house to deliver to Caius Casadus. There's something there. I spoke with one who called himself a sleeper. He called me by name and said, you cannot deny my lord, Dagoth. Okay, sorry, dramatic voice. I spoke with one who called himself a sleeper. He called me by name and said, you cannot deny our lord, Dagoth. The 6th house is risen, and Dagoth is its glory. He made no sense at all. I think he must have been mad. I ended up giving Caius Casadus the notes from Hasfat Antapolis, and Caius seemed well enough pleased with them. However, now he has something else for me to do. And then comes this thing with Shangra Moskop. I hope a few Norröns will fire up in my head, reminding me of what we need to do here. Okay. The first of Evening Star, day 108. Wow, that was one busy day. Oh, Jesus, that was one busy day for Sings-Like-Cor here. There's a lot happening. I can kind of relate to it a bit. It's been a hectic year. I'll talk more about this in the future. Let's get into it as well. And also I'll talk about the games that I've played over the last year or two as well. I have not bought I replayed a lot of new previous games, but yeah, anyways. Morrowind, one thing at a time. I actually have that written up on my wall as a note. Yes, back to it. The Spy Master told me to get Sian Gramoskop at the Balmora Mage's Guild to tell me about the Nerevarine and report back to him. I'll have to do a little errand for her first, he says. I'm beginning to see a pattern here. Rather than pay informants with hard cash, Caius Cosades trades favors for information. And as the new recruit in the organization, I provide the favors. Oh well, a lesson in humility. Sian Gramoskop will provide the information on the Nerevarine the Spy Master wants after I've done a little errand for her. She wants me to retrieve the skull of Levul Andrano from Andrano Ancestral Tomb. She mentioned Dunmer prejudices against necromancy and warned me not to upset the natives. Sian Gramoskop says the Andrano Ancestral Tomb is south of Pelagiad, just off the road, just before the fork, where the road goes southwest towards Seydanin and southeast to Vivek. She gave me an enchanted blade and some scrolls because she says some spirits are immune to normal weapons. So Sian is obviously misgendered Sian initially. And then this disturbing dream. Okay. I had a disturbing dream. I can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led me among the dead, as through a wedding celebration. I heard many voices, but no lips moved. I strained to breathe, but my chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking as if they were alive, but they made no reply. I tried to cry out, but without breath. My tongue fluttered in vain. Oi, 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 dramatic. And I just spilled echinacea tea here. Just a sec. I will wipe that off with my sleeve. There we go. Close. As the sun sets over Vvardenfell, Sings-Like-Cor considers whether now it is time to move out into the open. Evidently he doesn't have to, because the Siltstrider station can provide him with means of transportation that will not endanger his little body, or put his life in general at risk. That is nice. The town of Seydanin, Aldrun, sprawls beyond the reach of Sings-Like-Cor. I have no idea if that made sense. Anyways, we are going on an adventure. So Sings-Like-Cor had a disturbing dream. I take it that happened inside the Mage's Guild quarters. So let's see here. Now, I would also like to ask, would you like to finish the Telvanni main quest? Sorry, not the Telvanni main quest, the Telvanni quest line. Or would you like me and Sings-Like-Cor to go on with with the main quest? So this is something I'm gonna go with the main quest here, or because I think we hit a bit of a wall with the Telvanni stuff. And Hashvat Antabolis. I cured the Kwama Queen in the Modan Mul egg mine. Master Arian thanked me for curing the Kwama Queen. Okay, so that was the last thing we did for Master Arian, and he lives in Telvos, and my only recollection of Telvos is that it is difficult to get to Master Arian. I could be wrong, maybe it isn't as difficult as I initially remember it to be. Okay, a little bit paralyzed right now. We're going to get into action. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I had a disturbing dream. That is not a quest task. That is something that pushes forward the narrative. Sean Gramusco says the Andrano ancestral tomb is south of Pelagia, just off the road, just before the folk, where the road goes southwest towards Sedanin and southeast to Vivek. She gave me an enchanted blade and some scrolls because she says spirits are immune to normal weapons. Okay, she mentioned Dunmer prejudices against necromancy and warned me not to upset the locals. So that's something we will not do. It's south of Pelagiat, just before she gave me an enchantment blade. So we've already been armed, so let's go to Pelagiat. I think you can walk from Aldrun to... No, not Pelagiat. That would be... Pelagiat is down here, near the plantations, near Sedanin. So, travel. Apologies if this is too slow. Oh, we've got good amounts of gold, so... Do you know what I started doing actually recently? I love when... So let's see, we have about 10k. It's like when you look at your bank account and you're like, oh, imagine having, you know, like you're kind of looking at what that is compared to what you have in your bank account. And then that can either depress you or make you happy. Just, no, especially if you're starting out in the game, you're like, whoo, at least I have more than this person in real life. And then, you know, after a while, you're like, anyways, and it's still an extension of yourself, and it's nice for the moment, you know, when you kind of buy into the idea that you are inside a video game quite wealthy and have economic means. I had a disturbing dream. I can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led me among the dead as through a wedding celebration. I heard many voices, but no lips moved. I strained to breathe, but my chest... Okay, apologies. I am just going to see where we need to go, and we're going to ask the Silt Strider driver here to go to Sedanin. Take us there. Jesus, my brain is addled. Oh, rain. Sings-Like-Cor isn't too happy about that. Let's actually see. Do we have enough? We have enough restore health. So that should be good. I feel like sometimes we exaggerate a bit about our dislike for the wet elements or the wet weather, because Sings-Like-Cor is Argonian, and in many ways the rain doesn't deter him that much. He likes to think that it does. And Pelagiat is actually easily found going the other way, I think. Yeah, this. Okay, I am getting my head into the game. So... let's go here and see. Pick up ingredients. Remember to do that. Luminous Rusula is an important ingredient, alchemical wisely, of course. There's more out here. It's just nice to be back though. Draggle tail. And... not a horse tail, but a draggle tail. Okay. Must look up the meaning of the word draggle. Maybe it means something. Bungler's Bane. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I hope this will be less irritating for you to watch, just because I, again, just need to get my head into it. And not only the aspect of playing this game, but the aspect of content creating simultaneously. And trying not to break immersion too much, because we're here to play Sings-Like-Cor's life, not to play my life. And evidently, I do like to make little commentaries about the real world too. And again, if you are someone who's like, oh, I don't like, you know, tangible reality checks during my walkthroughs, my playthrough, it's just like, That's fine. There's loads of other people out there who are making Morrowind playthroughs, and yeah. I think I died violently here at some point. That was because we were accompanied by a mage and scripts. That's true. They were actually, yeah. Oh, it's diseased. Can you cure blight disease? Don't know if that works. No. You fail casting spell and the rain eases. Don't think you can cure common disease on self. Don't think we have a cure disease on someone else. Why would you want to cure disease on someone else? Oh, no. We're gonna leave the little critter alone. And in the distance, is that Pelagiad? It is, yeah. Okay, so we're not going inside Pelagiad, even though I do remember it as a nice little town. So let's go to the journal again and have a look. Where the road goes southwest towards Telvanni and southeast to Vivek. Just off the road. So should be around here. This is about the thing about Morrowind. It's like, oh, where is everything? I was just playing. Oh, I was just playing Outer Worlds, and everything has like a quest marker, like everything. Not the new one, the old one. Ah, very convenient. Andrano Ancestral Tomb. Okay, as always, quick save. And I think we were specifically told to prejudice against necromancy, warn me not to upset the natives. She wants me to retrieve the skull of Livul Andrano. So, okay. We can't rest here because enemies are nearby. So we will rest until healed. Sings-Like-Cor is just sleeping out here at the entrance. He wakes up and Rain is back. He gets ready for another adventure. He knows that he's not a great sword wielder, so he will have to arm himself with whichever spells he was using the last time. And I suppose that was Greater Fireball. And let's just try and throw one. Okay, great. And let's just rest until healed. Okay. Sings-Like-Cor cautiously enters the tomb. He hears the echoes of 100 generations of Dunmer people who lie buried here at various states of decomposition. A corpse, a dead body, appears at his feet. Sorry, no. He walks up to a dead body. Oh, someone came in here. Okay. Rummaging through the pockets, Sings-Like-Cor takes what he requires. This person won't need these items after all. Extravagant pants. Oh, it is nice. It is nice. Extravagant pants. You know, like, okay, earn. Shrine of the. Would you like to make a blessing? Would you like to make a donation of 35 septims and receive a blessing? Of course. Unsee restoration. See, this is where it would be nice to just go and see if we do have any diseases. I doubt we do that, but Veloth's Inwelling. So let's see what that does. 45 Magica, that's lovely. And we don't have any diseases, so that's perfect. Ooh! Ooh, they're very fast. But Sings-Like-Cor is faster. Oh, okay. Ectoplasm. Enemies are still nearby. Sings-Like-Cor tries to rest, but he's spooked by a nearby presence. Not sure what it is, he ventures into the next room. slowly approaching, hoping not to prematurely arouse any specters. Oh, this is the thing you have to remember. Oi. There we go. Perfect. An easy kill. Oh, no, 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 no. I remember you. You traumatized me significantly last time. So let's just try and see if we can keep the critter back. Okay, I am definitely going to quick save with this beast here. Last time, this thing drained our health. Not our health, our strength. And I actually had to reload the game. Sorry, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to restore our magicka. And so this is one important animal that we do, or sorry, organism that we do not want to get hit by. I'm sure it can be categorized as an animal. Oh, this was one thing that we needed to get. That was restore magicka potions. Maybe that's what we were doing in the Mages Guild, which we are also a member of. Don't get me wrong. We obviously have administrative things to be doing in there too. Okay, so I think this might be a good arena to fight in. We just have to be sure that... Ooh, oh, it has range spells too. Okay, so this is where we just have to take advantage. Okay, this is exactly what I meant. Oh, no. All right. Oh, thank heavens. You're over encumbered. Whew. Is this my first... This is Sings-Like-Cor's first encounter with a bone walker, walking away from it. You may correct me on that if we have had other encounters with these despicable creatures. Okay, so we can't rest here while enemies are about. Oh, flame arrow. How nice. And a longbow. Thank you, Mr. Oh, Mr. Skeleton. And yeah, okay, we have to see what else we can drop. I mean, we need all the armor, evidently. I'm not sure how adept Sings-Like-Cor is with marksmanship. Yeah, very, very low. So we don't need the bow, but we will need the arrows, just maybe for selling them, or if we ever get in a situation. I feel like A Dance in the Fire is a book that there are loads of copies of, so I think we can drop this here. Hopefully we won't need it, otherwise we can come back here. It's not too bad. Ooh, though. Quite a good bit of gold we will get for that. So, apologies. Let me see here. What can we drop? We can definitely drop some of the potions. They weigh quite a bit. Chameleon. I don't... Well, this is my experiences from Oblivion, but Chameleon is rarely something that is useful. Restore Intelligence. I might be inclined to drop that, but I am again not sure if we'll get into a situation where that will be necessary to have in our inventory. Okay, we should have done a little bit more when it was that we left Aldruin, but doesn't matter. We can always drop these trousers, these extravagant pants, if we ever get to that at some point. The Colovian fur helmet is in decent condition, so we still have that. Okay, will we make some ingredients? Will that lighten the load? No, I doubt it. Breathing water, that is a short history of Morrowind. Definitely drop that one. Okay, now we will need to probably clear a bit of space further because of, yeah, you know, we'll probably encounter some loot along the way in here that we will need to carry along. I mean, we could pile it out outside here, but let's just first wait until healed. Perfect. Sings-Like-Cor is taking cover under the entrance just to make sure it doesn't get wet. And let's go down. into the spooky caverns. Sorry, tombs. Cautiously, he walks and takes a bend around the corner. Sorry, takes a turn around the corner. For a brief moment, the whispers silence before fluttering again, as if they're discussing this new intruder, this mortal entering their realm. Okay. The whispers, the ethereal whispers, are now ubiquitous, coming from every direction. Sings-Like-Cor gets even more cautious. See this wooden door. Another creature. Ooh! Okay. Let's see here. Not anything really worth noting. What is inside this room? An iridescent object draws Sings-Like-Cor's attention. A violet corpinus. Someone has recently been inside, making a sacrifice. Making an offering, sorry. That is a great item. Droid wax. Sings-Like-Cor is tempted to raid an urn, but relents as he hears the whispers intensify. But even then, he too can't resist stealing some of these highly lucrative offerings made recently. But what is that? A skull on a spike. Could this be the skull of Livul Andrano? He gets closer. It seems unlikely. And he leaves again, hoping that nothing will ambush him on his way further into the tombs. Okay, that is getting a bit incessant to be doing. Oh, good distance. Oh, it has ranged up. Oi! Ow! 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 Oi! I have to remember that things easily get in the way here. The boundary boxes of items are quite immense. Okay. Oh! Ow! Okay, this is where Sings-Like-Cor understands that. Oh, how is it that you change then? Oh, there we go. A close proximity sword fight erupts. Sings-Like-Cor is unsure whether he'll have the capacity to slay this ancient creature. Luckily, he succeeds and defeats the crippled skeleton as it disintegrates before him. Subsequently, it's okay. We'll just go on. These skulls are grinning. Wait. Will we be able for this? No, we won't. Even though it is quite lucrative, maybe we can just exchange. Yeah, that was a good. It is okay to not anger the dead too much. So Sings-Like-Cor, he looks at some of the items here. Chokeweed is of little significance. Bunger's Bane, but then again, these could be useful ingredients in various alchemical items. He checks his chokeweed. The Bunger's Bane is an abundant fungi in the region, so he leaves that be and does not meddle with the urns, because again. But then he finds Journeyman's Armorer's Hammer. Again, he is tempted, but understands that he also needs to have more in his, just have a bit of space in our inventory for, the other things that we have to do. Okay, before we proceed further down, let's go up and heal. by resting. And we have to probably leave the caverns before that is possible. That is actually quite spooky. Poor sod. Okay, let's leave for a moment. Whew! Incessantly raining these days. The Vvardenfell nights are quite unique. This is this is nice. Anyways, we'll have loads of opportunities to enjoy this. Did I take the berries? Okay. Rushing down, but not rushing, of course. We just need to make sure that we have fatigue enough, because it's coming back to me, but fatigue also dictates the success of a spell being cast, which is, of course, something that is absent from subsequent Elder Scrolls games. So it's just a matter of making sure that, that is remembered whenever I enter into combat. I have to be sure that that we have enough fatigue in flowing through our system. Fatigue doesn't really do that. Well, okay. Another door. Another possibility. Another route. There is definitely something in here. Or no, there isn't. Oh, brilliant. Or unless something spawns behind us. Ghoul heart. Okay, let's take that for sure. We will leave the monetary offering in the small chest and leave this tool. Okay, maybe not, just in case we need to escape. An excellent opportunity for a ranged surprise attack. Though I do need the crosshairs. Oh, okay. There is something in there that cannot open the door. So let's start with the skeleton. Amazing. And will we take our chances and see if we have enough magicka to defeat the what I assume to be a bone walker in here. Just making sure we are far enough away. Yes, there we go. What a vile creature. Ooh. Perfect. Body horror galore. Bone meal has loads of bone meal. Has a petty soul gem. We need to also discover more effects on our ingredients in one way or another. Sings-Like-Cor looks around. 36 lessons of Vivek, Sermon 15. We used to read things here on these playthroughs. I'll do so. I don't remember what people thought of it in the end, but these 36 lessons of Vivek are quite revered in the Morrowind community. So let's go for it. It is 4 pages. Apologies. The 36 lessons of Vivek, Sermon 15. Restania. Okay. These were the days of Restania, when Chimer and Dwemer lived under the wise and benevolent rule of the Almsivi and their champion, the Hortador. When the gods of Veloth would retreat onto their own to mold the cosmos and other matters, the Hortator would at times become confused. Vivek would always be there to advise him, and this is the third of the 3 lessons of ruling kings. The ruling king will remove me, his maker. This is the way of all his children. This is the way of all children. His greatest enemy is the Sharmat, who is the false dreamer. You, or he, is the shingle, Hortator. Beware the wrong walking path. Beware the crime of benevolence. Behold him by his words. I am the Sharmat. I am older than music. What I bring is light. What I bring is a star. What I bring is an ancient sea. When you sleep, you see me dancing at the core. It is not a blight, it is my house. I put a star into the world's mouth to murder it. Tear down the pylons, my blind fish. Swim in the new phlogiston. Tear down the pylons, my deaf moon. Sing and burn and orbit me. I am older than music. What I bring is light. What I bring is a star. What I bring is an ancient sea. You alone, though you come again and again, can unmake him. Whether I allow it, it is within my wisdom. Go unarmed into his den with these words of power. E hatok patome, chim e altaldum. Or do not. The temporal myth is man. Reach heaven by violence, this magic I give to you. The world you will rule is only an intermittent hope, and you must be the letter written in uncertainty. The ending of the words is Almsivi. Very dramatic, very chaotic. So, we have reached our artifact, Skull of Livul and Drano. It is in our possession now. And here's a Dagger of Judgment. Looks like a very profound artifact. Sings-Like-Cor contemplates whether or not this will provide him with any form of benefit down the road. Damage strength might be good if you want to stun an enemy for a while, but then again, Sings-Like-Cor prefers the ranged combat more so. So he also contemplates, has he stolen enough from these tombs? Evidently not, because he's about to take this scroll here. And also a cheap restore luck. Bargain resistance, shock resistance. He grabs that too. Before realizing that he'd be carrying too much if he took more. He looks at the mural at the end of the room. Considers, who is this keen figure leading all these smaller people along? A legendary figure, obviously, within the pantheon of and lore of the Dunmer. Sings-Like-Cor throws these contemplations out of mind and proceeds back where he came from. He has what he came to get. Well, nice little details. Okay. He rushes out. This place gets on his nerves. Okay. Right. It'll be interesting to see what the skull is exactly for. Again, the journal can be a little bit within in description. Or is it? No, actually, there's loads of it. Okay. Who was Livul Andrano? He was no one special, a journeyman enchanter. There may be many skulls in Andrano tomb, but you'll have no problem recognizing Livul's skull from the ritual markings. Okay, so no insignificant, but for some odd reason we have to go in and risk our lives to claim this skull. Morrowind is quite a finicky place in that regard. Okay, so where is Sean Gramus? Very smart one. Very smart for an orc. An unhealthy interest in the dark arts. Perhaps, but very smart. She's always worried that the temple will bust in and stick her in a fire. And worried with good reason. Okay, Caius Casades. Daddy. Shan Gramuskup will provide the information. We just don't know. I don't remember. Oh, Belmora Mages Guild. Okay, that makes sense. So maybe it would be... No, we can't really. Belmora is quite far away, so we can't fast travel from Pelagiat, so we'll have to go to Seydanine and get that done. Piece of cake. And Vivek over there, or will we? We'll go to Vivek for the crack. Just for the views, too. Ah, Black Anther plants. We have to be careful because we only have 2 units of weight left in our inventory. And so far with 18 plants. Did we pluck you? Likely. We plucked you, yes, sorry. And the cumberries here seem lovely too. Yeah, let's go for it. Oi! That brought us to 19. Oh! Is it a dashing sellsword or a mercenary? Or a bandit? I don't remember there being too many not like, you know, hostile people out here, so... Nels Lindo! Okay! What are you doing out here? Greetings, my friend. It is I, Nels Lindo. Ah, I see you have heard of me. I'm not surprised. No, do not tremble in fear. Nels Lindo is a reasonable man. Hardly the cutthroat some would make me ought to be. I offer you a fair and healthy proposition. Okay, go on. A very simple proposition, actually. You'll give me 50 septims, and in return you will be allowed to continue safely on your journey. Neslendo gives you his word as a gentleman that once our transaction has taken place, you have nothing to fear from me. In fact, I can be a very good friend to have. What say you? If this was Oblivion, I would just be like, never. But I think, as far as I remember, this name rings a bell, and I think he's gonna come back at future stances. So let's just give him our money. We have enough to spare for now. Obviously, Vvardenfell has a tendency to drain you, but let's just say here. Fine. Take my money, brigand. An excellent choice, my friend. As I said, Neslendo can be a very good friend to have. If you are ever in Pelagiat, I can usually be found at the Halfway Tavern. Do stop by and visit. I am certain I can be of some service to you. Now, I must be off. Good day to you, sir. Okay. Thank you. Not thank you, Nils. Well, a little bit like F you. But, okay. This is where we do have to be a little bit careful. Oh, don't attack us now. Oh. They hit so hard. And we were about to strike this Lendo as well. Which obviously. Kaguti. The road to Vivek is long and dangerous. Arduous and dangerous. With so many dangers and barriers along the way. No wonder it takes Sings-Like-Cor all afternoon and early evening to get to Vivek. He sees a plantation house. Perhaps someone could offer him a little bit of sanctuary, but then, as he approaches, he remembers he is Argonian. These people could easily kidnap him and force him into indebted servitude, or indentured servitude, sorry. Though a naked Dunmer man is standing outside, doesn't look like there are any slaves around. So Sings-Like-Cor approaches briefly. Bello salvo.
You're not from around here, are you? Then it's just as well you keep moving. We don't like strangers around here. Good day.
Goodbye, Balor. We shall make our way away. Good tea. Let's see, is there a way that's better? Sorry. Apologies again. Vivek. Okay, that is this way. Best to follow the road signs. Wow. Okay. What is that? Oh, that's the plantation. Quite a large one over there. Yikes. Cork Bowl. Speaking of Cork and towns, I have been learning a lot over the last year, and again I was thinking of, if I was going to do more content, I'd love to talk a bit about reality and maybe make comparisons with, I always get these ambitions when I'm doing these playthroughs, and then I sit down with it and then I get demotivated and start doing more other things, activist related stuff, and I hate the word, I don't hate the word activism, but it's just, it makes it sound like a hobby, you know, where it's like, no, I just can't accept that the world is the way it is. Oh, and such. I feel spurred into doing stuff in real life. But it's been a long year of learning. Not only learning for the sake of just, you know, pumping one's head full of information and trying to make sense of the circumstances, but also just to, yeah, get a bit of clarity about how the things that you find to be nonsensical, why they come about. And I was just thinking about plantations, with the plantation towns that are around here in Ireland as well, and their history and their origins. But maybe we'll talk about that another time. Today, I'm just looking around here at the local fauna of the Bitter Coast is up here. So what is this region called? The one down here with Seydanine and Vivek. Yeah. It has a certain name as far as I remember. But let's just say the shores along the city of Vivek. As Sings-Like-Cor approaches, the cantons size up before him. Wow, that's cool. Okay, let's see here. I met the famed highwayman, Nils Lendo. After I paid the pumper's ass 50 gold, he took his leave. However, he did mention that he was staying at the halfway tavern at Pelagiad, and I could find him there. Perhaps he can be of some use later, or I can get my money back. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Seems like I wouldn't expect too much. Oh yeah, Silt Strider over here. So we're not going into Vivek anytime soon. You could spend entire episodes just doing quests inside these cantons. So, but that is something we'll definitely get to for sure. I don't remember how much of the main quest takes you through it. It's many years ago. Adondazi Sadalvel.
These are Vivek's docks, Outlander. I'm the shipmaster.
Okay. Are you just shipmaster or are you the Silt Strider? Sea-going traffic. I say there's probably just some writing here that was a bit off. Okay, doesn't matter. We can compartmentalize.
Why walk when you can run?
Oh, heck. I'm actually getting shivers in real life as well with the rain, so there's a bit of immersion there, for me at least. Okay, let's have a look. Sean Gamoskob. Ah, we can make a... Ooh! That was... Sings-Like-Cor rushes back in. Sorry, somewhere. It's been a while since he's been to the Mages Guild here in Balmora, I think. Maybe it isn't. Maybe we were here last episode. We were here last episode because we got the quest from... what's her name? Sean. Ooh, let's get inside. Okay. Woo. Shake all off the wetness. Just enjoy the warmth inside here. Mages Guilds are always well heated. What is this about?
Yes, stranger?
Galbadier. I remember her because she would be feisty and she had some kind of a stripe with what is her name? Sorry, I'm just going back here.
Tidings and good wishes to you, friend.
Ajira. Masseline, thank you, you too. So a female orc scholar. Hello, you must be Sean.
How may I help you, Argonian?
Well, we have helped you, Sean, and now we're back with the skull for you. Again? Is this about the errand you're doing for me? It is indeed. Very good. I'll just take that skull from you. Perfect for what I have in mind. Thank you. Now, as I promised, I will answer your questions about the Nevermarine cult. Go ahead. Okay. Well, can you tell us about the Nevermarine cult? Well, this Ashlander cult believes the long-dead hero, Nerevar, will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes. According to legend, the prophesized Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the tribunal temple, restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive all outlanders from Morrowind. Both temple and empire outlaw the cult, but it persists amongst the Ashlanders, who care little for imperial or temple law. Here, take this copy of my notes on the topic for Caius. Caius will be most pleased. Well, let's barter a little bit here before we go, because I think it might be good to just buy a few items from Sean, just given the fact that we were lacking Restore Magicka potions last time. Maybe even Cure Paralysis will get in handy. Restore Health. Disease Resistance. Because I do think we found out that Argonians in Morrowind can actually get sick. So we are, making sure that Sings-Like-Cor has some kind of response towards it. I wish it was that easy to cure oneself in real life too. 229, that's perfect. Any spells you might have on offering that could benefit us, Sharn? Strong Feather. Could be handy for times but it's 10 seconds. So you just be able to make an UMCV intervention and then get to the nearest merchant in like 10 seconds. I doubt that will be of much benefit. I can't think of a town where there is 10 seconds away to the nearest merchant upon arrival. Calm Creature for 10 seconds. Interesting. Maybe that might be good for times where we want to play. I'd love to try and see what happens. So let's go and do that. Resist poison. Now we're just spending because we have the money now. Cure common disease on other. I would love to try and see if you could actually heal the diseased script. I don't think you can, but who knows. Okay.
Thank you. Please come again,
says Sean. Thank you, Sean. Oi! We might need to get rid of some of our items too. Do you accept any of the stuff that we have?
Let's have a look.
Okay.
I don't buy that item.
Okay. Sorry, Sean. Belt of Iron Will, maybe. Oh! She like that. It's an enchanted weapon after all. What about the flame arrow? She buys that too. So let's get rid of these because Sings-Like-Cor is never going to be an archer, a marks person. So let's just go and do that. Restore fatigue, 10 to 30 points. Paralyzed for 30 seconds on target. Amulet. That doesn't sound like a nice artifact. Does that mean that I get the spell to paralyze another enemy, or will this affect me? Will this paralyze me for 30 seconds? Well, there's only one way of finding out, so we'll try wearing it.
I don't buy that item, even though the pants look extravagant, says Sean.
We can't sell Dance in the Fire. We could...
I can't afford this transaction.
Okay. Sorry, Sean. We will maybe buy a few more things from you. Would that help? Restore speed, restore strength. Like, I'm not sure if it will actually help if a bone walker incapacitates us, but who knows? But this is enough.
Yes, you've been quite helpful, and if there is more you want to know, please ask. Please come again.
Oh, Sings-Like-Cor says, but luckily we can see if we can make a few of these. So with 2... Okay, so I don't remember how this works, but I think you have to match the ingredients yourself. So if we have a Restore Intelligence ingredient here, we have to go ourselves and look to see if there is a Restore Intelligence ingredient to match it with, which there isn't. And of course, like, if you think that there's a better way to be creating these, let me know. Drain agility, did we have one up here? Yeah, we did. Black Anther allows for draining agility. And a diamond. Though we would like to sell this diamond, wouldn't we, rather than just giving it away like that. So, oh, raw ebony, we would like to sell that too, even though it is profoundly heavy. Where could we sell that off? At another merchant. Eviden, of course. Let's... Oh, there are 2 options for draining... What was it that we could drain here? Drain personality? And I think I saw another drain personality. There we go. Scales. Perfect. Create. The potion failed. The potion failed. Okay. Hey! Hello, Morrowind. Fortify agility. Well, we should be lighter now that we neither created a potion nor... Nope, not yet. Still. Oh. Nevermarine cult notes. That was what... Oh, there's more here. Beyond what Sean just told us. So we found out that the Nevermarine cult is very much criminalized by the Imperial and Temple. The Empire and the Temple. So, but it's a return to what you can say traditional Ashlander practices in a sense as well, spiritual and structural practices, where these people they obviously revered some prophet traditions of Prophet Veloth, who is likely the person who is leading all the small people that we saw earlier inside the shrine there, inside the tomb. So these are, imagine the Dunmer or the Chimer being led by Prophet Veloth, and This is the aspect of it where the rest of us have to F off the Dunmer province because it is persecuted. It remains a secret cult, and it's hard to judge how widespread it is amongst the Ashlanders, or whether it has any following outside the Ashlander tribes. And we will have to deal with the Ashlander tribes, of course, over the course of the main quest. Now, I'll just read the next bit, because I do think it is nice to contextualize, to put into this frame, or put everything that we're doing into a frame. Okay. The Ashlanders firmly believe that Nerevar will return to restore the glories of ancient Restain. Morrowind was called Restain before the Imperial occupation. The Ashlanders say the great houses and the temple have abandoned the pure teachings of the prophet Veloth, forsaking ancestor worship for the false gods of the tribunal and embracing the comforts of civilization that corrupted the High Elves. The temple, on the other hand, venerates Saint Nerevar, but rejects the disgusting notion that the false incarnate will walk the earth like a ghoul. So more about the Nerevar. The temple honors Saint Nerevar as the greatest Dunmer general, the first counselor and companion of Vivek, Almalexia and Sothasil, who united the Dunmer houses to destroy the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and the western allies at Red Mountain. But the Ashlanders say Nerevar promised to honor the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and that he will come again to honor that promise. To the Ashlanders, this means destroying the false temple and driving the imperial invaders from the land. Interesting. And ironically, even us as an Outlander are part of this prophecy. We are, in fact, according to the plots, reincarnations of the Nerevar. I'm sure you know of this while watching this playthrough, even if it is. Apologies for the spoiler. I mean, like in these kinds of video games, that is a given, you know. Nerevarine prophecies. Dream visions and prophecies are a respected tradition in Ashlander culture. The wise women and shamans take careful note of dreams and visions and pass on the tribe's legacies of vision and prophecy to their successors. By contrast, the temple and the Western faiths are suspicious of mysticism, and they regard interpretation of dreams and visions as primitive superstition. The most common version of the Nerevarine prophecy is the stranger. The verses are obscure, as are most prophecies, but two observations are in order. First, many less well-informed scholars assume that the phrase journeyed far neath moon and star is just a cliche to suggest a very long journey, but the Nerevar of legend was known to possess a magical ring called One Clan Under Moon and Star, upon which Nerevar is supposed to have sworn his promise to honor ancient Ashlander traditions and land rights. Second, the reference to 7 curses must certainly refer to the lost prophetic verses known to the Ashlanders as the 7 curses. The stranger goes like this: when earth is sundered and skies choked black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. Though stark-born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger. Many fall, but one remains. Dovahkiin. No, anyways, next one. So about the lost prophecies. Ashlander elders complain of prophecies which have been lost to tribal memory due to the carelessness and ineptitude of earlier generations of wise women and Ashkans. Suspicious scholars wonder whether these prophecies might have been deliberately forgotten or suppressed. 3 Nerevarine prophecies in particular are said to have been lost. 1. The Lost Prophecies. 2. The 7 Curses. And 3. 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Perhaps these lost prophecies will someday be found, either in forgotten accounts written by literate travelers, or in the memories of isolated Ashlanders, or in the secret traditions of the wise women and shamans. And Sings-Like-Cor reads this and he's like, I wonder what that was all about. Doesn't really see himself yet in all of it, but of course, time will pass and he will see the importance of these words soon enough. Okay. I am just going to see if we can make something. So we have a restore agility and a restore intelligence. That was fortify. Restore agility, restore intelligence. Drain agility, drain personality. Restore personality. Drain health, so we have fire souls. They are also quite valuable. I mean, at some point we just have to accept that we're going to have to lose some of the more valuable ingredients, but it would be better to get money for them. So, restore, that was a 45 agility. Paralyze, resist poison, maybe there is one there. Okay, we're wasting a lot of time on this, so maybe let's go somewhere else and maybe just drop a few things. Here, we've already done so. Moon sugar, great. Breathing water. We just need to drop 2 kgs. I mean, we could drop the sword, but who knows? Something might come out of the blue and attack us. I mean, this raw ebony thing weighs quite a lot. It won't get stolen in our absence. It's just the fact that it does weigh quite a lot, and we would like to... Oh, this is good. I'm getting stingy. I can feel that for sure, because I'm also afraid that I will not have access to these things. Do you know what? Sings-Like-Cor will ask Shan, just because we can't walk, whether she will take good care of his raw ebony. And Shan says, of course, Sings-Like-Cor. Go ahead. I'll take good care of your raw ebony. Okay, let's go back to the Spy Master.
How does the day greet you?
Oh yeah, he's in the same town. So let's go out.
Well, what have we here?
You are Esther Dallin. Interesting, Esther Dallin. It is indeed, it is indeed. I was thinking actually of also playing Skyrim.
How do you do, Argonian?
Galbadir. For all these years, I have not done the Stormcloak main quest, so it might be fun to do that at some point. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Nils Lendo. Oh yeah, sorry. Yikes. Sings-Like-Cor rushes up the stairs. Yeah, it's some thunderstorm. Unsure whether Caius Casada's house is on the eastern side or on the western side. He rushes back to go to the eastern side, where Caius Casada's house is to the northeast. So he's a bit confused. He had a long dream and was lost somewhere in the spiritual ether. Ooh.
I am Sleeper, one among thousands. I bring you a message. Degather calls you Sings-Like-Cor, and you cannot deny. Your lord, the sixth house, is risen, and Dagoth is its glory.
Sings-Like-Cor stands back for a moment. What did you say?
Beneath Red Mountain, Lord Dagoth sleeps, but when he wakes, we all shall rise, and the dust will blow away. Serve your lord, Dagoth. The sixth house is risen, and Dagoth is its glory.
Sings-Like-Cor rushes past the deranged Dunmer man, thinking, oh, things are getting weirder. Is it Perhaps something to do with his latest dreams. Doesn't matter. He must return to the Spy Master for now. After all, he has a job and a mission ahead. He rushes in. Caius Casadus stands in front of him. He can see the sweat condensing on the leaves of the plant. Caius Casadus is evidently...
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Caius Casadus has evidently just done his strength and circuit training in the comfort of his home. Right, Caius. Are you here to discuss your order, Sings-Like-Cor? Or is there something else you want? Well, we would like to see if you... Well, we would like to tell you what we got from Sean. Ah, and these are Sean's notes on the Nerevarine cult. Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's apprentice, Sings-Like-Cor. I'd like some time to think how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you. So, if you'd like to get in a little freelancing adventuring, go ahead. But whenever you're ready, I will have new orders for you. Your journals have been updated. Corporous disease. Oh, we have been reading about this. I am just getting myself kind of updated. Sings-Like-Cor considers whether he wants to sleep in Caius Casadus' bed. After a bit of time, he relents and says, ask Caius Casadus, can I sleep in your bed? Caius responds, of course, of course. I will be sitting here doing a bit of reading. Okay. Sings-Like-Cor wakes up, a little bit befuddled. He's still in Caius Casadus' room. Kind of wishes a bit that Caius would do something about his hair, just a little bit. But, of course, that is Caius' own thing to be doing. Maybe Sings-Like-Cor has a little thing going on there. He feels a tingle whenever he is in the presence of Caius. In any case, he appreciates the role that Caius serves in his life at this very moment. So, Sean, let's go onwards. We don't need you anymore. The Caius said he'd have new orders for us, but I think this might be a good time for us to just go to the Telvanni questline just to see what is at stake there, because one of the things I do like about this is also the role-playing bit, and that is that when a character like Caius Casadus says that, we can be like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough, we'll give him a bit of time, that's what he requested, instead of just being like, no, we want to finish the quest. So we are going to Telmas, I think. We will attempt to see if we can make contact with Master Arian. I do have an idea that that is a bit arduous, but we will make an effort. So let's go and have a wee look. So yeah, oh yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of, maybe do a walkthrough with Skyrim through the Stormcloak quest line, just because I've never done that. I've done the Imperial one. I can make arguments about which is worse, which is better. I mean, they all end quite, they both end quite anticlimactically. But I think the reason why I wanted to do the Stormcloak one is also in these times of normalization of white supremacy and various forms of racialization, xenophobia, nationalism, and authoritarianism. It's quite interesting to look at the political themes that these games maybe go through, because obviously they are informed by actual political events in our real life. I think I've always had a thing with Skyrim that the kind of xenophobic nationalism that exists amongst the Nords in Skyrim is a little bit too close to home, especially when you've grown up in Scandinavia. So I've always kind of kept a distance to it. But I was thinking of maybe going through the, not uncomfortable, but a bit of maybe, yeah, reading through it. Cool, I think, would be the closest thing to get to Telvos, if I'm not mistaken. I think, because then we can go to somewhere where there is water. Nisus is also far inland, so I think Cool is probably the best place to go.
Where would you like to go?
Zeldus Narendus. But again, I also have to, like, say, I'm just starting out again. And, ooh, there is, Christ above. That's quite a extra tropical cyclone coming in over Vvardenfell. With its warm front creating widespread patches of rain, regional showers lasting for hours, even days. Okay. But yeah, I also have to just cut down on the ambitions because I usually get ahead of myself and then I get overwhelmed, not because I don't want to do it, but because I'm like, well, there's real things to be doing in real life. Telvanni, community building, protesting.
Outlander?
Yeah, anyways. I don't believe I've seen an Argonian with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? Telvanni. Yes, you can. We need to go east. Ah. The easiest way will probably be to go to Vvardenfell. Okay, we'll go to Vvardenfell and see how we can proceed east from then on. And who will take us east? Hello, Farseer. Excuse my manners, stranger. We don't get many visitors up here in Vvardenfell. So what can I do for you? Maybe you were looking for some specific place. We're looking to travel. Telmora, I think, probably is the closest one. I am just...
My time is precious, so make it quick.
Yes, this was it. And the thing about it is that Voss is just on the other side, and you can swim over. I just remember getting near murdered by slaughterfish. Trying to get over there. So let's just ask Tonnes here to sail us over to Voss. For 1 gold, 1 septing. Thank you so much.
I'm waiting.
Okay. We did have to walk quite a bit because there's Telvoss and there's also Voss. And Voss, Telvoss, Voss. Which one is it? There's a village here which is also tangled up in mega fungi. And of course there is the Imperial Fort where our friend, I think Master Arian. Now I could be embarrassing myself trying to get up there and then it is not Master Arian, so let's just go and have a look to see if he's actually up here. We're not that far into the main quest because we have just gotten the Dwemer puzzle box, and I remember we were looking for it because we found it quite, not accidentally, but it's an object that is quite difficult to find. And yeah, Master Arian, let's see. Yes, he lives in the Telvanni city of Telvoss. Great. We shall proceed to Master Arian. And also be aware of the fact that our fatigue is very low, just in case something comes and wants to attack us. But on these well-traveled roads, we can expect safety for now. I do remember at some point we were attacked by a bone walker or some monstrous being around here. I don't remember if that was a summoned one or where that came from. It's far back. Maybe I'll go back and watch some of the previous episodes. Who knows? Wow. I do remember this view. It's quite a nice place to wander about. Oh, wait. Sings-Like-Cor supervision allows him to focus in on specific objects of interest. Okay, let's see if we can just fly. 15 seconds, that's not enough. I think wild levitation. Okay, let's go for that. But again, we have to heal, and we can't heal when we're inside the town. 30 seconds should be enough to get up to the top. And we should have healed before we came in, but... okay. The good thing to be a little bit strategic is to try and Master Arian's tower, so that is in that direction. And... Master Arian's chambers. That's how you get there the easiest way. Otherwise, you'll have to go and, yeah, walk through the entire fortress. Okay, let's give it a go. Aye, you don't have enough magic. Okay. So the wild levitation doesn't... Oh yes, we have this one here. Amulet of levitation. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20. Ooh, there we go. Okay, great. Oh, was that it? Let's try again. And you have to be careful. Oh, there we go. Arian's chambers. Oi! Let's go. Oh, we're still floating. Whoosh. Hoi. Hoi. Collision issues. Fine. We'll run out of fuel soon. There we go. Telvanni, Gar, you're a little bit in the way.
3 blessings, Sarah.
3 blessings, great. Master
May
Arian.
you find me worthy of your attention.
Oh, beyond that, Mr. Arian, because you give us tasks and thus also rewards.
What can I do for you, Mouth?
Do you have any chores?
I admire that you have accomplished what you have accomplished in House Telvanni, but any student of mine must learn the rudimentary wizard spells.
Oh, I think you did say this to us last time, even though you cannot like us any more than you already do. But again, can you remind us about these wizard spells?
Learn the rudimentary spell of recall, a spell of flying, and a spell fire damage. I'll recognize the standard spells such as levitate, greater levitate, or wild levitate. For fire damage, I would suggest fireball, greater fireball, or firestorm. Spells you research yourself will not be sufficient.
Okay, I shall write this down. I'm sure the journal will have this sorted for me, but just in case, because the journal is a bit of an unreliable thing. Okay, so we need a recall spell, and a fireball spell, and a levitate. For fire damage. So I would assume that we just need the basic ones. And beautiful thing here is that they are Telvanni cards, right? They are okay. I don't think you can leave. No, you have to go down back where we came from in order to leave. But there's a mage's guild here in Voss somewhere, as far as I remember, or maybe I'm mistaken. I do remember there's a mage somewhere. There are a few mages, and I didn't actually check if Arian sells spells, but I doubt it. And just for a little bit of like immersion, it would be embarrassing to ask him if he sells these. It might be a Telvanni thing to be like, oh, you need these spells in order to do further business with me. I happen to have these spells to sell you, you know. But Sings-Like-Cor does not assume that that is the case. And we have to make sure that the spell is working before we venture out. Barracks and armory. Wow, that's so cool. Barracks and armory. That was actually gorgeous.
Speak, traveler.
Hello, Esadon. What do you want, Outlander?
That is so cool. Okay, Central Tower. Let's see if there's someone in here. Oh no, I think there's a scamp in here if I am not mistaken. Further downstairs. There's just something hostile in here. The question is, why would there be a scamp in here as well? I don't think it is a scamp, it's probably something else. Oh. Oh no. This is friendly. It's Dwemer contraptions. Dwemer Museum, welcome. Did we read this? Yeah, I think. Welcome to my Dwemer Museum. This exhibition represents a lifetime of traveling and collecting artifacts from Dwemer sites all over Morrowind. I'm always finding new things to display, so please check back often. And be wary of the Centurion at the end of the hall. He is in a state of disrepair and is prone to unpredictable behavior. Master Arian. Great. Probably. I remember you, Smokeskin Killer. You are someone who we aspire to be just because your armor looks
would be wise to listen.
very cool. It's like Mechazilla. There he is.
Tidings and good wishes to you, friend.
You too, Ronariel. Smokeskin Killer. We'll walk past.
Such fine company. One would be wise to listen.
Indeed, Smokeskin Killer. Indeed. Wait, you go first. Telvanni. So maybe we have to go into the barracks. I do remember there was someone to trade spells with in here. Northeastern Tower. I think actually it was the barracks. Sings-Like-Cor is quite eager to find these spells within the bounds of Telvanni because
Go away.
wait, that was a different tone compared to last time. Okay, so let's see. Kanya. Miko. Is this the Imperial Museum? Maybe not. Oh, was that all there is to it? Quite a labyrinth, to be honest. Sings-Like-Cor rushes back and forth. He does kind of want to find someone to purchase spells from. He's eager, to say the least. But the more he walks around, the less he finds. He thinks, why is there so much space in here for Nasara? And obviously a sign of wealth. That he can add, yeah, that he can be an admin of so much space without using it. A showcase of power, indeed. Let's go upstairs again. Leave it. It's getting a little bit claustrophobic. Okay, no luck. Southern Tower. Definitely. Okay, there isn't a Mage's Guild in here, but do remember someone who. Oh, Services Tower. That is in that direction.
Make it quick, Outlander.
I have to recharge that amulet as well because it is quite handy. There we go. And let's be quick about this. Very good. And we should be safe from this altitude. There we go.
So good to see you.
That was me yesterday.
What brings you to Sings-Like-Cor? Is there something specific you're here to look at?
We have a lot of potions. Maybe we can sell some of our more lucrative ingredients to you. Yes, you will take them. That is wonderful. So we can sell you our diamonds. There we go. Maybe sell you our second one, depending on what you're going to take for that. Yeah, we could. You are a little bit stingy, but that's fine. So you don't do spells. What about you, Millar?
Outlander. How would I know you from somewhere?
Okay, so we needed a recall spell, a fireball, and a levitate. I'm just thinking, because okay, let's start from ground zero. We have a firebite. We need a fireball. Do we have a recall? We have a recall. We have a advanced levitate. I'm not sure if you have a wild levitate, which I actually believe was one of the ones, and we have a greater fireball. So what does he want from us? It might be that he wants us to have versions of these spells that are compatible with where we're at, who knows? Wait, sniff, that's me.
Under sun and sky.
Do you know what? I might actually leave it here and try doing this for the rest of it another time. It's nice being back into it, but I do need to rest a bit. And yeah, I hopefully will continue this in the new year when I'm a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's it. It's so funny because I was looking forward to the days off, but now, of course, one goes ahead and gets ill. Typical. In any case, I hope to be doing more, and also maybe also hopefully see you on the main channel with some new things to be done. I think it's nice these days and age to just be like doing things. I'll talk a bit more about the whole thing with YouTube, but also just my general approach to life these days. But hopefully there'll be some skits up. I have again filmed a lot. I just need to edit it all together. Be safe, be good, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more of the specific things I mentioned. So have a good one.